Yep. So another day, another at Halloween Horror Nights spec map. Before we go any further, though, I'd like to bring this up. As of this recording, I have just posted my review of Final Destination's Bloodlines. And if you want to check out that review, just hit the link in the description box below. Head on over to my Patreon, hit the first tier. That'll allow you access to do so. So, yeah, if you want to get my thoughts on that film, just hit the link, head on over there. But anyway, let's get started. So, another spec map has been released, and yes, Halloween Horror Nights is slowly kicking up. I imagine, we got a title, what the font's going to look like, and we're going back to Never Go Alone, that catchphrase, which I'm kind of I feel like we've done this 3 times. I don't feel like we needed a 4th time. But Never Go Alone, I get it, you want to trademark that. But I will say it's written in roots, and also, from the little hints and pieces of Horror Nights merch we got so far, it looks like it's going to be, in a cathedral or garden. So maybe the new horror icon will be something connected to that. I don't know. Maybe it's Batilda? Who knows? Anyway, so it looks like this might be the final one. This might be the final spec map, give or take. I can't confirm that, but usually when we get to version 3, version 2.0 in the whenever Horror Night Nightmares drops a new thing, it's usually by this point it looks like it's gonna this is gonna be it before we get the announcements. And yeah, again, things could still change last minute. We've seen that multiple times. But let's see how this all turns out. I'm going to talk about Orlando, then Hollywood, for everyone over there in LA. So my neck of the woods, near Orlando, let's get started. So it looks like we've got some definitive IPs, because every time now they have an IP, they have a film reel next to it. But they also have 2 of those IPs, but with television. And I think this confirms it by this point, unless give or take. The thumbs up is Fallout, and the icon of the ring with the casket in it is going to be WWE. Now, I'm not a big wrestling fan, nor am I it also seems like it's going to be the Amazon TV show that's going to be Fallout themed. I'm also Fallout's nice and all, but I feel like it just doesn't fit for Halloween Horror Nights, because I feel like, yes, you have ghouls and death claws and whatnot, but I'm also of the mindset of, this kind of feels out of place. I feel like it should have been at Fandom Nights that just came out. It feels more appropriate there. I mean, not to say you can't do horror with Fallout, but I just feel like it's misplaced. And WWE was it was in Halloween Horror Nights way back in Halloween, I think Horror Nights 3 or 5. I can't remember which, but it was Undertaker. So from what I'm hearing about if this is WWE, I think it's gonna be Wyatt Six or Undertaker. I mean, there is a lot of horror adjacent stuff in WWE, so yeah, it makes sense to me. We'll see how it goes. Now moving on to let's talk about the IP ones first. We still have the trash bags, and everyone's still speculating that's Art the Clown. And if it is Art the Clown, I think it's like a secret. It's like the worst kept secret. That's probably going to be Terrifier. I think Terrifier will be the first official house announcement, or at least the first IP house announcement, to get butts and seats with Art the Clown. So I think it will be, Terrifier first, and Art will be announced first for this Horror Night event. Next up, we have the camera. We have a security camera, which seems to be Five Nights, which Five Nights I'm not a big fan of, but I imagine with how big the movie has been and how big the games are, I think it was only a matter of time before Five Nights at Freddy was finally going to come here. I'm sure it was supposed to be here 2 years prior, but from all intents and purposes, Scott Cawthon, the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's, is apparently very notoriously hard to work with. So the fact that they even got this finally to Horror Nights means Universal probably had to jump through some fucking hoops for this one. Yeah. So it's cool to finally see it, and I might actually depending on how the house looks, I might want to go check it out. And finally, another one that popped up, replacing the whole Scream thing. This new icon is of a campfire, and it makes me wonder. It really does make me wonder. are we getting Jason? Like, is Jason coming back? Because he was part of it, but usually with Freddy. So there is a lot of, like, yeah, we did get the new look for Jason from this whole Jason universe thing. Plus, Cunningham and, like, Sean S. Cunningham and everyone else who was part of, who announced Jason, the new Jason design, did say that, like, it was going to be in other mediums. So it really does make me think, maybe this is how they reveal the new Jason to everyone, is through this horror night, this year's Halloween Horror Nights. I can't say for certain if that's true, but there are other like camp IPs, horror movies out there. It could be like Cabin in the Woods again. It could be something. It could be like some other movie. But yeah, it just feels like it could, like. But when you think campfire in a slasher in a horror movie, it's usually Friday the 13th. So I'm kind of hoping it is Jason. Like, to have Jason, Freddy Fazbear, and Art the fucking Clown all in one night, that'd be kind of awesome. So I think that's all the IPs. So let's talk about the other ones. This whole one with the, and I am looking down at it every time I'm talking about it, but like the one with the circle cross with the scythe through it now have a root take, like a tree instead of a city like it originally had. And I think this might be the icon house. If it's like roots and whatnot, this might be this unknown icon's house. So I'm hoping, again, I can't confirm that's what it is, but I feel like in my bones that's going to be the icon house for this year. Anyway, another one that makes no goddamn sense is we don't have the Viking ship anymore, as I've talked about before. What we do have, though, in replacement of that, is 3 Greek pillars, a magic rug, and a torch. And it makes me wonder, is this like a horror version of Poseidon's Fury? Remember, they did do a horror version of Dueling Dragons a few years ago, and it was actually kind of cool. So to bring that back, and people still do love Poseidon's Fury in its own campy way, so to do like a horror version of Poseidon's Fury would be kind of cool. Again, none of this is confirmed. It's all just, hence it's a spec map, but yeah, it'd be kind of awesome. The other 3 of the original houses, we have one of like a spell book with snowflakes. No idea what that is. Some people are saying like maybe it's Grimm Fairy Tales returning, or maybe it's the Viking story. Could be that. It'd be kind of cool. We also have a toy box, like a demonic toy box or dolls, which there was talk of like a dolls-centric horror house in one of these houses. And finally, Hatchet, a chain with a eye patch, cowboy with an eye patch. So it does look like Hatchet and Chains is probably the other one. Yeah. So as for scare zones, let's go through scare zones. The first one is a 3 lines that obviously represent Megan, which has been kind of obvious because, again, Megan's out. Like Megan 2.0 is coming soon, and Megan's always been popular at Horror Nights, so it'll probably be like a Megan scare zone or a dance horde in that area. You also have the Pyrotechnics Show, Villain Academy. You have also a biohazard symbol with so I imagine it's going to be zombies or something around Mel's Die-In. Maybe that's what it could be. Excuse me. That's is that where Mel's Die-In is? No. So, biohazard area in front of the mummy, and a Mardi Gras mask in the final area. And could that be like the other from Slaughter Cinema 2, the Mardi Gras Massacre? Maybe. Again, it's all just kind of guesswork at this point. But it does look like we're getting it's slowly forming together. Now for LA real fast. LA, you have the campfire, the wrestling ring, the security camera, you have the trash bags, and the thumbs up. So those look like they're those are all being shared. The other houses, though, you have for Terror Tram. You looks like Blumhouse is coming back for another Terror Tram, and you have a Scarecrow hat for a haunted house. So I think Scarecrow the Reaping is returning, which I've heard nothing but one of the best haunted house original IP houses. Hell, they're using that for Horror Unleashed. So yeah, makes sense. Then you have a ghost in a light bulb, and people are speculating that's Poltergeist, which I'm kind of jealous about because I'm like, I like Poltergeist, and it's not the remake. I'd want that back. Why can't I have that? It's kind of, but again, they always get an IP house exclusively for LA, and it's kind of a trade-off, like they got Texas Chainsaw last year, and Orlando didn't get that. But we also get a pinata. So again, if this speculation's right, maybe what we're getting is Monstrose 3. Could be we finish the trilogy of Monstrose. That'd be kind of cool. No idea for all we know is the Ravens are back. The scare zones are unknown except for one that looks like a skull. So we don't know for sure on that one. But all in all, again, with these spec maps, you always have to take a grain of salt when it comes to these. But usually by this time, when it's getting close, like I imagine, like sometime next week or maybe early June, that's when we start getting more announcements. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of this new spec map? Are you guys excited? Are you guys not? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time, Multiverse.